Cal, could you talk a little bit about what it's like to be a long snapper or a holder or a kicker that only participates in certain areas of the game? A lot of times those areas are really crucial and, decides games.
Yeah, so definitely I think the question you asked, I guess, just highlights the fact that being a specialist, it's a very mentally focused position, I guess. I feel like my biggest growth since the time I was a freshman, and I feel like, it'd be the same for Kess and Kirk and I as well, has just been mentally and how to approach the game, how to be aware of the fact that, like you said, you're not taking a lot of snaps, but that those snaps you are taking might be some of the most crucial in the game. So I think, it just reflects the really mental nature of the position. And I think, that's something that we've been lucky to have a really solid like sports psychologist on our staff at Pitt, Kristen Mackel. And, I know a lot of us have spoken with her numerous times, just how to really learn how to stay loose on the sideline. But then, as soon as you touch that field, be able to flip the switch and be like, ready to go, ready to make a play, ready to be precise, but also not get overcome by the situation.
Cal, yesterday a report came out that the University of Pittsburgh is speaking with the state government to try and see if there'll be fans getting the games. What kind of conversations have you had with your family? You're a Pittsburgh guy. You went to Central Catholic. It's your senior year. Like, this would be huge for them to see it, and you guys are in the middle of an undefeated run right now.
Yeah, so I mean, it would be huge. I would love for my family to be able to be there. Obviously, I trust, our athletic administrators and Heather Like that they definitely have our best interests in mind. And, I'm confident before long, we'll have some more, especially our families and hopefully some fans in the stands. But, I think as a team, this is really a group of veteran guys in a lot of ways. And I think we just love playing together. And that's been the most important part that's really come to the forefront that's helped us to start out the season strong, is just that, the fact that this group, it's really just about playing ball, I feel like. And that's going to help carry us this year with the uncertainty of, whether you're going to have home field advantage for a big home game or whether it's just going to be you and your teammates and nobody in the stands, but you still have to bring the same energy. So I think, just our fast start has been a reflection of the veterans on the team and how we've just brought the mindset of, no matter how many people are there, we're gonna go out there and just bring energy and just keep loving playing together, really.
Cal, Pat was talking yesterday about how he feels like how important, I guess, it is that the team sort of earns the right to play every week by taking care of the things you need to take care of when it comes to the virus prevention. What are some of the things you've done with guys or said to guys as one of the older guys on this team to try to reinforce that message from a player standpoint and not just coming from the coaching staff?
Yeah, so I think the most important thing regarding that has just been the senior leadership, the older guys on the team, just being frank with the young guys on the team, where it's tough. I feel bad for the freshmen. They don't really get to have many of the same, orientation and first weeks of college and college football, just kind of fun that you get to have. There's the pep rally and stuff that they used to always have, which is always just like a fun rite of passage for the start of season. But we've just had to be open with them and kind of, entrust into the young guys, especially the responsibility of, look, hey, it's not going to be the same experience that we got to have for now. It will be back to normal at some point. But for now, you guys just really got to buckle down and make the sacrifices. And with that, because we have to ask, especially some of our younger guys to really step up to the plate and be smart, we have to continue to kind of reassure them and make sure we commend them when they do a good job and they are willing to make sacrifices that, maybe even my class and the class before didn't have to make as freshmen coming into your first year of college football, your first year of college.
Cal, what do I know about long snapping? I think they put a stopwatch on you guys to determine how fast it gets to the holder. And I was wondering, what's your best time in that regard, and what's your benchmark? What are you trying to do?
Well, for field goals with the holder, I'm not really as much worried about time as it is just the placement and the rotation of the ball with the laces. But for punts, obviously I like to try to learn from the professionals, and it seems like the average, I guess, snap time, from the snapper's hands to the punter's hands in the NFL is somewhere in the low 0.7s to high 0.6s. So that's kind of always my goal, I guess. Always try to reach for the sky with that. But just as important as the speed is the location and the spiral and if it's clean or whatnot. So it's not all about the speed, but it definitely provides a good something to strive for.
So it's under a second then, right?
Yep. Yeah. Well below a second. Some of the fastest snappers in the league are in the low 0.6s of a second. So
You're getting there.
Getting there. Yeah, absolutely.
Al, what's your role when Alex struggles? Do you want to talk to him? Do you leave him alone? How do you guys interact in those situations?
Yeah. So, like any relationship, there's a lot of different dynamics, but, just through our time together, we've learned to respect and recognize the times when it's like, hey, this is something he's got figured out on his own, give him his space, or whether you see, it might be worthwhile to, nudge in and say something. But all in all, we just support each other. That's all we can do. We trust each other. It's never does any good to doubt one another. We got each other's backs through thick and thin. We've been in tough situations before. We've had struggles before that we've overcome. So, it's the same for whether I struggle, whether Kirk were to struggle, whether Kes struggles. We all just kind of are always supporting each other and just know that, hey, we know how good you can be, and just doing whatever we can to help them see it at times when it may be tough for them to see it on themselves, because everyone's been in those situations where, something doesn't go your way and it can affect your confidence a little, but that's when you really count on each other to reaffirm that, hey, you know how to do this. You've done it 1,000 times, and just kind of reaffirm that confidence.
Cal, we had discussed no fans. Do you miss out on the recognition from scoreboard karaoke?
Oh, man. I still have hope that we'll get a little scoreboard karaoke going later in the year, but I do, I miss it. But not to say too much, but I think, this might not be my last year at Pitt with the way things are going with COVID and how everyone's getting a year of eligibility back. So that I'm looking forward to a lot more scoreboard karaoke. I'll just put it that way.
Is that something you've talked with Kes and Kirk about too?
It's been a minor discussion. When the ruling first came out, it was something that we were deep in camp, so it's not like we were all able to really sit down and put a lot of focus into it. We had more pressing things at hand at the time, but yeah, it's been a discussion that we've had here and there, but I don't think, anybody's really had the opportunity to discuss it with, their families enough to really make a 100% decision, whether they will or will not at this point.